talking about. Don't be careful.
I know.
Be careful, my guy.
I know.
You're playing a dangerous game.
I am, because I've been told I need to be a politician, and
all right. I know that. Okay, here we go.
Oh boy,
that really
I'm canceled.
strokes your ego.
I'm gonna be canceled.
That really.
It doesn't take much.
Oh, you got your titillated crank.
See, if there was more money in it,
your
maybe.
hog was cranked. Yeah, I know, really though, and that's why like public speaking, I think might be a better option.
And also, I would probably end up just like JFK and shot.
Yeah, I can imagine, because honestly, I bet you there'd be a lot of change that you'd be trying enacting, and like I can imagine, because I know you obviously, there's no lie here, we love money, but at the end of the day, I still think you're a good guy, and you would have the people's best interest in mind.
Yeah.
And you would be making changes that would drastically change how things are taxed and how money is distributed and shit like that. And they'd be like, no. No.
Especially
and then your
like
head would explode.
Especially the powers that be. I would be uphill battle.
You watch Gen V? Never mind.
Little bit.
I was going to say, there's a chick who has like powers that control blood, and she makes guys.
Oh, yeah.
Right? Okay. That's what I was just saying. They'd like create her just to get you. Yeah,
no, 100%. It wouldn't be good. Yeah, but it would be an uphill battle, and it'd
be fun.
That would be like something I would be like an Arnold Schwarzenegger. I already accomplished everything, and it's like, why not? You know what I mean?
You know what? Yeah, because he's doing like side quests, kind of like Shaq does, but not involved in that. He does like DJing and fucking. I don't know. I don't know what else he does. He does lots of stuff.
I definitely like thought about it where I'm like, the main quest is definitely like become successful enough to like be comfortable and whatnot. But then like maybe side quests type.
Yeah, who knows? Like who knows what kind of time we'll have? Also, right? That's right. Like, and what kind of mentality we'll have at that point?
And it's like, okay, say I made 100 million. Like if I was like a Hormozy, I'm like 30 something, making like 100 million a year. Then maybe I'll throw a couple side quests in there.
Exactly.
Because it'd be like, okay, I accomplished this goal. Like, what's the kind of... Okay, let's go into like the public speaking, or maybe more content, or maybe like the political route, or like whatnot. But
absolutely. There's a slew of options that would be involved more in serious decisions and like how society would function.
It would also be like on the same like degree though. Like I couldn't then be like a high school teacher.
No, you're absolutely right. Because I would enjoy that sensation of like responsibility and pressure, and
it would have to be like equal stakes.
I do like pressure. I feel good.
No, like if I walked into like a high school class, I'd be like, these stakes are so low it doesn't matter.
That's what I'm saying. Like I agree. Exactly. Kind of, I'm just saying in different words, but exactly. You wouldn't have that same oomph to be like excellent at it.
Yeah,
right? You'd be like, I feel like just half-ass this, and these kids will actually probably be cocky, but super geniuses. You know what I mean?
That's what I mean. I think it would be.
If I tried. I want to be Tony Starks. You know,
it's like I don't want to say it'd like be easy because it wouldn't.
No. Okay, yes, and that's the thing.
But it
right?
wouldn't be the same.
Same application, the same.
Not the same risk.
Yeah. Yes, I agree.
Like I
agree because it's like gamblers, right? Dana White does not gamble $1,000.
No.
For us, honestly, at this point in our lives, $1,000 would be kind of a hefty bet.
Especially,
you know what I mean?
100%.
It'd be a little bit of a hefty bet in the sense that it's like, let's be honest, most betting of any kind other than like certain games and whatever else, you're just throwing away money the majority of the time. But then you get guys like Dana White where he can't bet $1,000. He has to bet $500,000.
Yeah.
Otherwise, he doesn't get that thrill anymore.
Because you need that,
like,
you need the risk. It'd be like if I put $10 in the stock market. It would be like,
oh my god, you'd be like, really? Okay, yeah. Like,
actually, like last night we got into that like a little bit about because we were like talking about some of the like social services that Canada has,
right?
And she was like saying some things. She's like, oh wait, you like would have never gotten like, what is it, like Trillium and like all these things. I'm like, never heard. Like I know of them, but I'm like never heard of them because like she's like, oh, and I'm like, it's completely different. It's amazing how different Canada is based on like socioeconomic like whatnot. I'm like, no, the government doesn't help me or my family at all. It's quite the opposite. And she's like, oh. And I'm like, yeah, no, it's definitely like when I was talking about like some of the finance stuff and like taxes and whatnot, she was like,
for sure.
Wait, I've never heard any of this stuff. And I'm like, Yeah, it's definitely a lot different based on, and then you talk to someone that's like a millionaire or billionaire.
For sure. And they have no idea what you're even dealing with at this point.
It's like completely different.
Yeah.
Just based on like where you're at, like the game you play is completely different. And like
whatever you're kind of born into.
Well, yeah, or
You know what I mean?
like if you're able to like make it to a certain degree.
Oh no,
like
I know.
changes.
I just meant like at the start.
Actually, we were even talking about like things like OSAP and whatnot, and
Right.
she was like applying for OSAP or
I
whatnot.
wasn't eligible for it at the start.
Yeah, well, that's what I said.
Then
I'm
they
like,
changed the rules.
and I'm like, yeah, no, I couldn't get OSAP, and she's like, oh, I'm like, yeah, no, and then like jokingly, she's like, oh, it's like almost not better to be rich, and I'm like, it's just a lot different.
Yeah. It's you
And,
get
like, I
the
use
break
rich
somewhere
relative.
though. Yeah, I know what you mean. Wealthy, whatever you want to
Yeah.
fucking call it. I understand.
But or middle class or however you want
upper middle, whatever the fuck. Yeah.
But,
everyone has a different definition for everything, so
yeah.
we're not trying to get sticky here about that. Right?
But yeah, no, I'm like, yeah, it's completely different. And then like what you invest in and what you do. Like I was even talking with my dad. I'm like, for me, it's like I don't buy certain things because like I don't really want it, and I'm like, the money could be put in better places. Like, why would I buy XYZ when it's like it would be better invested in this, or buying a trailer for the business, or like buying an excavator? And like I'm like, it definitely becomes like a never-ending loop, and especially like as we progress, it's like, okay, I could buy that new car, but if I invest that $100,000, that's 15% a year, which is $15,000. And it becomes
and then
like
I can get a new car in 2 years.
Which
you know
it
what I mean?
be-
Yeah.
oh, it
without
become-
having spent $1.
it
own.
becomes, and then but even then once you can, you'd be like, but I
I'm
could.
good.
It becomes like almost the more money you have, the more you don't want to spend it because you know where it can be better used.
It's pretty funny how that works because even me, fuck, sure, I bought a few things. And
yeah, same.
And yeah, beyond spending a little bit of my money, I feel the same way where it's like, even at the start of the year, I was like, oh, now that I have it, I don't want to use it for stupid things. Like, what am I, like, even today, when I buy something dumb, I'm like, really fucking necessary? And then I'll like enjoy it, but then part of me goes, fucking
like,
Jesus Christ, I could have saved all this cash, not being fucking whatever.
Like as I learn more about
Impulsive.
like the financial world and like watching guys, it's like like everyone's like the more money, more problems. Okay, but like the problems are different.
It's not mo problems, it's different problems.
Yeah,
Everyone has different problems. Talladega Nights, like, fucking everybody got problems.
Yeah, the
That
problems
guy.
just change. It's
On
not
the-
like you have
on the
more.
subway. Yeah. Welcome to Twin City Key.
Yeah, just a hard entry.
Episode 19.
Welcome back.
We're rolling.
We're rolling.
Thanks for being
hard,
here.
rolling in hard.
Fucking, love you guys.
But and then I think my favorite quote though is it's like money makes money.
Yeah.
It is the
It's the truest
truest
thing.
thing in the world. Like when
There's nothing more factual, really,
and actually it really hit me when I watched.
in the modern financial world.
Yeah, I just watched the Batman trilogy again with Chris Bale.
Yeah. Oh,
They're great.
it's really funny that you mentioned that. I didn't watch them, but here's a catch. I thought about watching them.
Interesting.
And like yesterday.
Yeah, I
When did
finished
you-
it yesterday.
Strange.
Like over the last like week, I watched all 3. Yeah, no, that's kind of trippy.
That is trippy because I literally was like, you know what? That Batman series was really good. I wonder if I should give it a whirl again because I was thinking about Batman Begins and all that. And I was like, huh.
I just watched like pretty much like hammered through them, and like that's all I've watched.
This is Batman Begins, right?
Yeah, The Dark
And
Knight
then
Rises.
The Dark Knight Rises, and then
No,
oh,
is it the no?
see? Now I'm confused. I knew I was confused before. You're gonna look it up, aren't you?
Yeah.
It's gonna bother us. We can't continue. Sorry, guys. Sit tight. It's the way it goes. It's the way of the road.
Yeah, no. This is why we need a producer.
Yeah, because he could be looking it up and we could still talk. Damn it, that's true. Who would be cool with that?
I don't know.
Like, to do it for free for fun. I know, okay, all right, hold on. Before I get crucified, if anyone comments, I'm saying, like, how would you be interested in being, like, invested in this podcast with us?
yeah.
You know what I mean? I don't mean, like, fucking just free labor straight up. I mean, like, would you like to grow with us?
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah.
Because that'd be cool.
Yeah, it's like internship.
They don't
turns
want to be
into a
on the
paid
pod,
gig.
but they want to
Yeah.
help and see it grow. Like, that'd be cool.
Batman Begins, The Dark Knight Rises.
Oh, it's just called The Dark Knight.
Yeah.
The second one. Interesting. That's why I was confused.
Yeah, that's the one I was forgetting too.
Yeah.
But in the third one, this isn't even a spoiler. It came out like 10 years ago.
Yeah, don't. Honestly, the rule is like basically 6 months.
Yeah.
Like
but
after that, suck it.
if you haven't watched them, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Literally though, like it's like the most popular like
They were really good and they changed kind of the way hero movies were made and whatever else. Yeah.
And the ending.
Oh, it was peak.
Chef's
it was
kiss.
sweet, man.
But with like Bane, how they steal all of his, they end up like stealing all his money or whatnot through the stock exchange, and then he's hanging out with this like girl or whatnot, and she's like, oh, like joking, he's like, I hope you weren't with me for my money, and she's like whatnot, and then later on in that scene, she's like, they let me keep the house, and it's like, oh, rich people don't even go broke like broke people go broke, because he's like, they took all of his money and they're like, you can just keep the house.
Oh my god,
that's like worth
God.
probably $100 million.
Jesus.
But it's like it's just
forgot about that.
It's just funny. It's like because you see like millionaires and billionaires, they might go broke because their business goes up or whatnot, but they never do because you have so many things in place.
That's it,
and
like,
so many people
You're also like at that point, you're at a level where you actually aren't stupid by default.
But you also like you pretty much can't go broke
because there's other guys that are dealing with your stuff that aren't stupid by default. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Like
you've got security stuff in place, you know,
even
contingencies.
Even look at Hugh Hefner. He died in debt. His neighbor just bought his house and let him live there because he lived there forever. So it's like, oh, I'll just buy your house. You can live there for as long as you live.
That's it. Don't worry about it. Yeah.
So it's like, but like if you are like broke or even well off,
yes,
the odds of having a friend like that,
absolutely. Come on.
So that's what like as soon as I seen that scene, I was like, whoa, that definition is like so true. So like at a certain level, like too big to fail.
Yep.
And I'm like, I mean, also he was like, what in the movies? I don't know if it ever says, but he's like,
you know, it's a cool quote. I don't even know where it's from.
Okay.
The name, and you know where I saw this? At work.
Okay.
On the shack wall.
I love
in
it.
Chalk.
Please say it's like an amazing quote too.
It's really good. And I read it.
Who's
the first time I read it, I was like, okay. And then I read it again. I was like, wait, hold on. I was like, this is kind of profound.
Did they like quote the person?
Yes.
That's amazing.
It said Mitchell something.
Okay.
And it was so scratchy on the Mitchell even, and I was like, oh, I can't read the last name. I missed 100% of the shots I could have taken just because I didn't show up.
Oh, I've seen that one. Well, it's like similar to the quotes, like you miss 100% of shots you don't take.
I know, it's just worded differently. Yeah. Where he like took the blame.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He was like, I missed all of those shots because I wasn't there.
Recently, half of it's showing up. There's that quote.
It's kind of where the inverse of that is, right?
I also seen
took a left, but
I seen a video that was wild, and it's like the world if you don't take the right, or like the world if you don't fail,
right?
The world while you're failing, and the world if you fail, and it's the same thing.
Oh,
because it doesn't matter if you look at it as far as the world.
Yeah, because let's be honest. You leave a legacy. Let's say it's incredible, whatever. Even in 1,000 years, what is the likelihood that that's still around?
How many people
like?
We'll go onto this topic a little bit.
Let's say your company or whatever. Is it even worth having around? Let's say we advanced in a certain way.
How many people have left an impact that's like
profound?
That's like a few hundred years old, even not even 1,000.
Okay.
Were they like changed
guns?
Okay, but
change the face of the earth.
Okay, but do you know who invented it?
No idea. I don't give a fuck.
I mean, like where you know the name, not the invention.
Okay.
Like,
fucking the car, Henry Ford. I'm pretty sure, right?
Okay, that's relatively new.
Right? You said only a few hundred years old, tops.
That's like 120.
Yeah. So
I mean, like 300, 400, 500.
Oh, beyond that?
Yeah. Sorry.
Oh, okay, sure. Oh, fuck.
I have one name in particular.
Maybe like, I don't know, a I know Da Vinci, right? Is it
Da Vinci, okay.
Da Vinci, I don't know any specifics, but I know we do use some of the stuff that he's created.
Okay.
You know, like some of his inventions or whatever.
And even that, I think you're going back maybe 200 years.
Are you sure it's only 200? I'm pretty sure it's in the 1600s.
Oh, is it?
Yes.
Is it that? Because I know like flying machines and whatnot.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's the 1600s. Don't quote me, but I know it's not that recent.
The one of them that comes to mind would be
Renaissance period.
Would be Genghis Khan.
Sure. Okay, that's thousands of years.
1500.
Yeah.
Like 1400.
After Christ, really?
Well after.
Interesting.
Like I think, don't quote me on the dates. I'm not a historian, but it's like,
oh, I fucking don't even have my spare phone.
It's like 1300s or 1400s, maybe.
Interesting. I thought it was fucking way before that.
And like not where he changed his time period. Like he has changed like some parts of the Middle East, like to this day.
I wish we had these numbers, but I'm pretty sure he killed. Was it like
10% of the population?
10%? Yeah, I thought I was gonna say 15, but yeah, 10% of the population.
Another one would be Julius. I think it's Julius Caesar. I know it's the Roman Empire, where I forget what the country's even named, but it's now called Romania because they killed everyone in the entire country and renamed it.
Interesting.
So now we have Romania.
Okay, but that's not an invention.
I'm saying like just like that you know the person and they actually made a difference. Not necessarily.
Impact. You're right. Sorry, I got confused. Impact, eh? Okay. Oh my God. There's really not a lot.
That's what I mean. So that's like the whole like it doesn't matter what you do, it doesn't change the world.
Exactly.
You can be crazy and it.
Because realistically, like maybe in another 300 years, cars won't be a thing necessarily.
Possibly not.
You know what I mean? Like who knows what we do by then?
That's what I mean. Like truly shape the way the world is.
Yeah.
There aren't many. You could say Christopher Columbus.
Sure.
But someone else would have. Yeah. But he still did it.
Sure. Yeah. Fuck. But
yeah, no. See what I mean?
It wasn't. It's not like people weren't here already. You know what I mean? We know of him because he fucking killed a lot of people.
He colonized it.
Yeah, we know why.
But yeah, that's what I mean. There's not many people where it's like what they did. Like Genghis Khan, if he didn't do that, the world might be different.
You're absolutely right, because who knows? Maybe his genes, because of how drastic of an impact he had on the earth, who knows what his genes actually did to the people that have it in them.
But also, like,
that man had a drive that we haven't seen ever.
But also, who knows, like, what...
Like, even compared to Hitler, like, I'm just throwing it out there, but like...
he would be another one in, like, modern history that... Definitely,
it's still too modern though compared to what you were looking for.
But no, like is why I say Genghis Khan is because like it's like who knows what the like say all those empires that he destroyed. Yeah. Maybe one of those would have.
Okay, yeah, fair enough. What I was even thinking about genes, but yeah, you're right. Like what if those countries were still around? What if like because he killed 10%, he definitely wiped out provinces of places.
Yeah,
he definitely wiped out cultures that probably we have never heard of because they're just gone.
And then
and he didn't care. So it's not like he went, hey, I want a few guys to like collect a bit of, memorabilia. No. He didn't give a shit, dude. It's not something he did.
The other one would be Alexander the Great.
As far as I know.
Creating Library of Alexandria.
Right. And wasn't he famous for like creating some modern day tactics too or something like that? Or was that Caesar? Somebody was.
I know Napoleon, but I don't know.
Oh, yeah, Napoleon did. Yeah, you're right. But that's still fucking super recent.
Yeah.
A couple hundred years, tops, right? 1800s?
Like late 1800s.
Yeah, so like 150 years, tops.
Yeah. That's what I mean. So like, okay, we've sat here for what, 10 minutes? And we've come up with like 3 people from history.
Yeah, dude, it's not a lot.
That have truly like impacted today.
The way we look at things. And
like,
like Hitler is one, but it's like even arguably...
Yeah.
What, like, sure, he created... Okay, wait.
I would say as far as modern technology, he definitely was a driving factor.
You're right, actually, you're right.
He drove innovation.
How many inventions were created? How many... We went to the moon? Oh,
that was the Soviet... Boy. That was Soviet Union.
What?
Why we went to the moon. It was the race against the Soviets.
No, okay, but that's not what I'm saying. We basically only went to the moon because of Hitler's choices in scientists.
Yeah.
That we eventually... Not we, but America eventually got.
Yeah.
So, in a way, butterfly effect, in a way, if Hitler hadn't existed, maybe we would never went to the moon.
Well, also, the only reason we have nuclear weapons is because of Japan and, like, that whole war.
Yep. I keep saying we. They were done with the war, America was
Yeah.
like, we got to stop. Like, this is enough. We finish off Germany, and the IJN was still fucking going crazy.
Yeah.
And they were like, we need to put them down. And they tried once, and they were like, still going nuts. And we're like, all right, do another one.
Yeah.
And they did another one. And
But that's what I'm like. They're like, when I ask the question, I mean, like, if these people didn't exist, how
Yeah.
different society would
I know.
be?
Okay, fair. Yeah.
Yeah.
See, we're just looping back now.
Yeah,
So, yeah. Okay.
But yeah, no. So like, there's not many, which is crazy.
But then it's like the question, like you said just now, what would be different? That's a big question. Like, what would actually be different? There's no way to tell. There's no way to tell. It's rhetorical, basically.
Yeah.
But at the same time, fascinating to think about.
But yeah, no. There's very few people that have made that drastic to where the world is different.
Yep.
Is what I'm saying. And so that's why it's like
There's not a lot.
just shoot your shot, because it doesn't make a difference if you do or not for the most part.
Most part, yeah. The only risk you have is towards yourself. Everything else is meaningless.
Yeah.
Really, at the end of the day, literally everything else is meaningless.
Like it's like, that's why when people are like, well, you know, I'm like worried to like start this or do that, and it's like, it makes zero difference. It makes a difference in your life, sure, all the difference. But as far as
bald spot of mine, beautiful.
but like as far as like the world's concerned, it makes literally no.
Damn, I just wrote on my shirt.
Great work.
It's a good thing. Pens these days don't have
Actual like good ink.
like that. Not even good. No, they're not bad. But it's like the ink that used to be like super stainy and like super fucky with your more water based. I think now, not so petroleum based.
Yeah, we gotta wait. Oh, I guess in modern history would be, why can't I think of his name? Who's the guy? Standard Oil.
Wait, what? A Standard of Oil?
Standard Oil. Why can't I think of his name? Rockefeller.
Oh yeah, of course. Wow, come on. Jesus Christ, man.
My brain's a little all over the place. I need to eat.
Yeah, no shit.
I found like a bunch of different things if you want to look through.
Oh, interesting. Okay. So, right. Mark Manson, huh? Some Chris Williamson, some Alex Hormozy, Matt Gray, and repeat. Oh, Robert Greene, and repeat. Iman Ghatzi, and repeat. Okay. Ooh, Jay Waller. Okay. Here we go. Let's pick. I'm going to scroll and just go bam.
What are we talking about?
Yeah, okay. I mean, this is gonna like burn out quick, but if you solve rich people problems, you get to charge rich people prices.
Yeah, that.
Of course.
Yeah,
That's fairly obvious. Okay, that was dumb. I don't know. You liked it, so I just.
there are a few in there that are like.
What are these? Just bookmarks?
Yeah.
See, you have a Twitter account.
Yeah,
What are you doing with?
I know. I gotta start like
Yeah,
actually
like,
maybe
come on, man.
posting. Maybe I
Is
gotta,
this just? Oh, they're just bookmarks. Okay,
Yeah.
so it's not just people you follow. I was like, you follow like 3 people. That's kind of boring.
yeah, no. Those
Like,
are,
that's a boring feed, man.
yeah, no.
Fair enough. Okay, let's go with when people seem to share your ideas exactly, be wary. They are people mirroring them to charm you. Facts, bro.
It's okay.
Oh, you can also find that in women.
Yeah,
Because if they like you enough and they really desire you for whatever reason, they will do that a lot.
Yeah.
To try and just get you to relax.
Mm-hmm.
And then that's how real problems caused in relationships kind of happen later.
yeah, because they're just like kind of appeasing
They
you.
kind of fake their way into it.
Yeah.
And then they show their true colors and you're like, what? And they're like, this is who I am. What?
That's why lately,
Whoa.
that's why lately I like laying out everything.
Oh, absolutely.
And if you still want to talk to me, okay.
Fantastic.
But I don't want any page left unturned.
No.
Because it's like, I don't want 3 months into this talking, I bring up an ideology I have, and you're like, absolutely not.
Yes.
So, like, that's why, like, that like the last 2 conversations I had with her, super deep, and I'm like, you know, pretty much my views and stances on a lot of things.
And that's what happened with me too. And honestly, like, I maybe chose a little bit early. Well, no, you did too. You fucking second hand.
First and second time seeing this person.
Well, okay, no, the second time from second, I think, or third, second or third, I'll admit, but early.
Oh, the second time was like the really deep ideology. The first time was just other, like, still deep, but
Sure, but I meant like, say, second or third time, I just broke it down. I was like, hey, this is how I feel. This is how things are going to go in my life, and this is what I think and how I, whatever, perceive the world.
Yeah.
How do you feel about that? And she was like, hold on a second. And it took her like 2 weeks to process that. Like, dude, like I wish I was even kidding. She put distance. She literally
remember this,
didn't
yeah.
even answer me. I was like, oh. No. I was like, I really did something here. And I remember telling you, I was like, hey, buddy.
I think
I maybe told too much.
No,
And
never
you were
too
like,
much.
Whoa. But no, you did it right. And I was like, okay, you're right. But goddamn.
That's the thing, though, is because like
It's better off that way because then you can.
It's the
you
hard.
You weed it out.
It's like having the hard conversations, and that's with anything.
It's important.
Like if someone's underperforming, don't like skirt around it. It's like tell them, because otherwise it's gonna build resentment or build like.
And that's happening at work right now. We got a new guy.
Yeah.
And he. Like, I mean, it may sound nitpicky, but this is the job. It's a labor job. Like, you know what I mean? So, like, him throwing clay, like, he's never thrown a ball in his life. Like, he throws these, like, they're 5-10 pound pieces of clay, and you only have to throw it, like, 10, 15 feet sometimes.
Yeah.
And he's throwing them, and I have to, like, reach out to it. And I'm like, you're adding a lot more wear and tear on me, man. Like,
yeah.
Jesus Christ. What I think I'm going to start doing is just not reaching for them.
Yeah.
I'm just going to extend my hand and wait for him to realize, be like, oh, aim for his hand.
Yeah.
'Cause that's all you have to do is aim for the hand. Sometimes you get a shitty toss, don't get me wrong.
Yeah,
and then like most of the other guys will be like, oh shit, sorry, my bad, because we're wearing respirators, we can't talk. So not just that, but then he fucking, we got to do a dam or something on one of the curves, and he'll just walk into the lunchroom, and we're like, we did the cleanup, but we have other stuff we have to keep up with the cast house. It's not a one and done. Okay, I did my job. It's a consistent moving machinery.
And also, like, that's the thing. But, like, also, it's like if you don't tell them, they don't know.
But if we don't tell them and we don't start talking to them about it, which I can tell the other guys haven't really been talking to them about it. And I went in and I was like, listen, man, like, we got to, like, start doing something about it. And Buddy, my keeper, was like, yeah, you guys have to bring something up because this is going to only end badly. And I was like, I agree with that. But we have to do it in a way that's not, like, demeaning. But the issue with it, too, is he doesn't talk. He does not talk. Okay, he's in my locker area. Yeah. He's like at my old lockers, actually, which is funny because I moved to a double side by side. Nice. I was in 2 different banks. It was super annoying. I moved away from that. He got them. Really funny. I walk in. He's halfway done changing. I'm like, hey, man.
Yeah, nothing.
Open Weird. My lockers. I was like, okay, whatever. Fucking grab my shit. He's about to leave. I'm like, you ready to rock, dude? Yep. Walks out. And I was like, oh, shit, this is going to be rough.
See, that's I
was like, God damn it. That was day 3 of working with him because I came back from vacation. Yeah. He was apparently there from the last block.
Yeah.
But so this is only day 3 working with him and day 7 of him being on our crew. And I was like, he's not even communicating.
Yeah.
Like, how am I going to be able to tell him, hey, man, like, I want you to listen and help me out?
That is one, like, definitely people I work with or spend a lot of time with. Gotta, like, talk. Like, all the guys at work I talk with, and like usually it gets like pretty deep, like where I'm like, I know this guy.
We talk with the rest of the crews like that.
Yeah,
we talk about our personal lives, we figure each other out, we know each other fairly well.
Yeah.
And then this guy's literally not putting any effort into it. Like yesterday I had to do a tap hole cleaning with the deer, so I get in the deer. Normally you see a guy get in the deer, that means you have to help him take off the cover.
For the people watching, like, excavator John Deere.
Sorry, my bad. Yeah, I should have been less. Yeah. But so I'm in the excavator, and you use it to climb up. There's a trough, right? So you have a trough filled with iron, and then there's a tap hole, the tap hole of a furnace. And when you plug that, sometimes clay spills all over it. So I have to get up in the deer and get real close, and it's disgustingly hot. But you clean it off. It's kind of fun. And to do that, I have to take this cover off with a crane, but usually there's another guy that helps you out and will move it for you. He just walks away. I was like, fuck, dude, come on, man. Like, it's one thing, man, to like, shirk some certain things and know you have time for it later, but it's like, we need to get this done. And also, if we don't get this done and you don't help me or whatever, we're just going to get yelled at anyways by one of the keepers and be like, well, great, now we can't start the hole on this side because we can't even see it. So that's cool. Yeah. So it's about a bit of cohesion, right?
Yeah.
And having the one guy at the end of the night, or the last night shift, he called in, or our last night shift, he was supposed to work because we worked with Lou.
Yeah.
Right? I worked with so much fun.
Yeah.
So much.
I know, dude, working with someone that you're like,
I loved it. I actually had...
Is he on your crew now?
No.
Oh,
I want to cry. But anyways, it's a different story. So
I thought he like was on your.
No, I want him. I'm petitioning. I might go and ask somebody about it for real. Deadass. I'm gonna get Chris. Genius. All right. Yeah, I've already got the idea. Cool. I know who to talk to. It was so much fun, dude. Like, I remember waking up the second day shift and be like, oh fuck, I just gotta wait there.
Yeah.
And I was like, yes. All right. So I literally had a pep in my step to go to work, dude. We talked about all sorts of stuff. We talked about the event.
Yeah.
That was rough. He's.
Oh yeah. Because I seen him that day, and he like told, like he asked me about it, whatnot, and he's like, "Oh, did you like hear?" And I'm like, "Dude, as soon as the words came out of your mouth, I heard them." And he's like, "Oh, okay." He's like, "I figured,"
and I had to because I didn't want you left in the dark.
And then he was also like, he's like, "Yeah, man, like you guys are gonna stay." Eh? Like he was really concerned.
I'm telling you this right now, okay? I'm watching watching a podcast, just chilling in the chair, sitting there. We had hours because we had 4 guys. It was so stupid. And he was out in the hall. Where I sit to call you.
Yeah.
He was on a phone call and he opens the door. He's like, "Come here, we got to talk." Like that. And I was like, I've never heard Luca talk like this.
You were serious?
I actually was scared.
Was serious?
I was scared.
What you thought? It's like, did someone die?
I was like, not only that, actually low key, I don't know why I thought this.
Yeah.
I thought there was something I did.
Oh.
I was worried. I was like, oh no, did I actually upset the one guy that I don't think I can?
Yeah.
I was like, what did I do?
You're like, did I say
I
something?
actually like I'm pretty sure my fucking face dropped. I was like, oh no.
You're like, what did
But
I
I
do?
walk in and he goes, okay, man, this is pretty serious. And I was like, fuck.
Wait, he said that?
He was like, yeah, so
Like,
so-and-so's dead to me. So-and-so's dead to me. And so-and-so's dead to me. And I was like, okay. It's like, tell me.
You're like, what?
I was like,
Because they were tight,
like,
no?
what happened? Yeah, everyone's tight. All of them were tight. This is mostly off-camera stuff that we can't talk about.
Yeah.
But they were all tight.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I think more than maybe we even knew a little bit.
Yeah.
But
they've been tight for like a long time.
Yeah, years.
Yeah.
Years. And there's a few things that happened where I didn't know.
Yeah.
And man, it's messy. And he was upset. And he was genuinely worried. He was looking at me like, "You're not leaving, right?" Like, he's like, "I get if you did." And I was like, leaving? I was like, I didn't join for them. I joined for the...
I didn't know them.
No, I didn't know either. I knew more than I knew them.
I had no idea who they were.
And I knew when I walked in, I met him before. Like, it's not news to me. And I walked in, I was like, hey man, like, you know, it wasn't why I signed up. Not even because it's my or the other guy. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Like, I went to the gym that day.
Yeah.
Just, like, chill and whatnot.
Yeah, I know.
But, no, because I seen... I was at the bus stop and he was walking out.
This is gonna be one that I have to work on. I think.
Yeah.
That sucks.
But I was walking out actually, and he's like, he seen me.
Oh boy.
Like walking. He was walking from the furnace and he seen me, and I'm like, I'm like, is that him? And then I like his walk. You know, like the way you can. Most people you can kind of tell the way they walk.
Everyone
and I'm
has
like,
a walk.
oh, it is him. I'm like, what are the odds? I wave at him and he big fucking smile, comes over, and then he's like asks me about it, like, did you hear? And I'm like, yeah, whatnot. And he's like, these guys are staying, right? And I'm like, yeah, bro, like, I'm gonna keep going to the gym. Like, he was like, I've never
seen him that upset.
But I've also never had someone be so worried
seriously
that I was gonna like leave.
Seriously.
Which is nuts. I was like,
he really cares about us.
Because I'm tight with him.
He doesn't show it.
That's what I mean.
He doesn't show it that way.
Because
he really
like, yeah, we're boys. We like fuck around, whatnot.
It's more than that for him. I love him. I love
did
that guy.
not realize how much.
It's very important to him.
Well, clearly, because he was like super worried.
Yep.
That's what threw me off. It's weird. Actually, today, my TikTok's been like really deep recently, which is weird. Like, but it was what is it? One of the like something about life where you'll never know how much you were truly loved, just because you didn't like never talk to that particular person. And the example they showed, it's like they said a few, but it's like there was probably someone in one of your classes that like really liked you, really loved you, and you just never knew because you never talked to them.
Yeah.
Or like a person that you worked with, like they truly loved you, and you might not even know who they were. where like some guy will
Yeah.
really like you, and
Yeah.
you'll never know because if they don't express it. And I think Luca's one of those guys because like we're boys, but I think like I mean I'm super tight with him, but I think it's weird that I think he might like us. Not like us more than we like him.
I know where you're going with it.
But
yes. Because
there's no good warning, like no good wording for it.
Yeah.
But it's like, whoa, this boy is like ride or die.
He values us a lot,
and I'm like,
and that's why he tells me these things, and I don't want to. And I'm not gonna pick sides or anything.
No, I'm saying
I like them. I'm neutral.
Yeah.
I still like the boys. I still do.
Absolutely.
Obviously.
I haven't heard from them.
We'll talk about it.
Okay. We'll talk about it off that.
There's lots.
Okay.
There's a good amount.
That's the thing is no one's brought it up to me.
All this, like, I'll be honest, the majority of what he told me was all news to me.
Yeah, no, because
like I was genuine. You should have seen my face. I was shocked.
Because out of this situation, no one, like all the other parties that are involved, like that are at the gym and whatnot, hasn't been a word. Like nothing happened.
I know.
Which I'm like when I walked in the gym and I seen like
business as usual,
2 particular people, I was like, didn't say a word and like acted like there was nothing.
2 particular people,
Matt and Mike.
Oh yeah, okay.
I just try not to say names.
I understand, but I was confused at that point.
But yeah, no, like Matt's like, oh yeah, I'm gonna be at Muay Thai, whatnot, like all this, and I'm like, oh yeah, I'll see you, man, like whatnot, and we like shot the shit. Like I was like, whoa, like okay, I'm gonna have.
Oh, he's upset.
Is he?
Yeah. Wait, who? What? Sorry.
Like Matt?
No, Matt's probably the only one who's not really.
Matt's in his own world.
Okay, stop saying.
No, I'm.
I have a lot of work to do now.
But yeah, no. I try not to say names.
You don't even know.
I try not to say names, and you're like, who?
You're gonna suffer with me for this one then.
That's
next
fine.
Time when posting day. That's goofy. Maybe tomorrow if I have time. We'll hang out and you'll have to suffer with me while I edit this.
That's okay. We'll throw on like Batman.
Batman.
Yeah. So yeah, weird. But the like you'll never know how much love you truly had.
Yeah.
And whatnot, which is I seen that and I was like.
Messy.
And then like that whole like situation I was telling you where like they knew who I was and like a lot of things, and I'm like, it's weird to think that there are people out there that are like know a lot about you and you don't even know who they are.
You have no idea.
Like when that particular sentence came out, then I like thought about it, and like how she knew me, and I'm like, how many other people know me
absolutely. And
because
you know
of these things.
You know what is wild? Like I'm not like for me it's an age thing. They're arguably, just saying, because I'm 10 years older.
Yeah.
There's probably a ton more people that know me.
100%.
And at this point, it's shocking. Because I don't think there's a place in town that I can go that I won't run into at least one person. Doesn't matter where I go.
Okay.
It could be, I'm going to Shoppers Drug Mart.
Oh.
It could be, you know.
That's like when I go with my dad.
Store. And I'm like, how is there someone everywhere? Everywhere, dude. I can't go into a gym. Definitely.
Oh, same.
There's not a single one. Same. I bet you if I walked into Bar One, I'd have never been to Bar One. I'd know somebody.
I can agree.
The moment like I would go for a day pass, I'd be like, oh, hey. Hey.
Yeah.
Nice to see you. Jesus. Yeah.
Is what like that throws me off where it's like they like recognize me or like I've known them from somewhere.
Or people that just know you that you don't know.
It's the ones where it's like I have never talked to you, interacted, or seen anyone in your social group.
So now imagine all these people you do know kind of that know you.
Yeah.
I bet you it's exponentially more that you don't even know.
Well, because then it's like, because you know this person and I know them, and
you ever heard of the degrees of like separation of Kevin Bacon or whatever it's called?
Yeah.
Same idea. So like, you know, probably thousands of people through like a second or third degree.
Yeah, and
which is not that far.
It's when they know like details that are like not common knowledge.
Oh, there was a cool fact. There's a really cool celebrity that I think you would have. I don't remember who, but I'm like only 3 degrees away from them.
That's awesome.
Somebody I know that knows somebody
knows them,
hangs out with them.
What?
It's David Goggins.
Oh, you told me this.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool.
Actually, I'm
the guy on my crew that I work with all the time, who actually called in last night. He knows his buddy.
Yeah, is friends with David Goggins.
Friends with David Goggins.
Actually,
he has his fucking cell phone number.
One of one of my like buddies from high school that I wrestled with, his cousin is on the Seahawks.
Okay.
Like NFL.
Yeah.
He was like a first round NFL draft.
Yeah. Pretty cool, hey?
It's
like second degree.
It's like, that's your cousin?
Yeah. 2 degrees of separation. Yeah.
What? Yeah, no, it's pretty wild.
There's a guy that my mom knows who's in the OHL right now, who's likely going to be an NHLer and one of the greats in the future. He's like an incredible goalie. That'll be cool.
One of my dad's, like, both my parents are friends with them. Her brother was in the NHL for like 10 years.
Yep.
But yeah, no, I want to know the statistic of how many degrees away do you have to be to where you could contact everybody? Because it's probably like 4 or 5.
Yeah.
Like, it's not far.
Yeah.
Which would be a cool statistic.
You dig a little bit and you'd get there.
It'd be like, oh yeah, my buddy's buddy knows this person, or my buddy's buddy's buddy.
Yeah.
Would probably be as far as it would be.
Distance, yeah, that'd be as far. So 4 probably is the most.
And you could probably
meet a lot of fucking people. And meet like some cool fucking people.
Like, I wonder how many.
Then once you meet those cool fucking people, this is where it gets crazy. Now how close are you to the others?
Oh, yeah. Imagine, like,
now you just spread your fucking tree to like but let's say you meet like a super powerful networking guy.
Yeah.
Okay. And you get to know him. So now technically that degree of separation is settled. How close are you now to what else? To who else?
Imagine being like buddies with like Alex Hormozi.
So cool. Yeah, dude.
Then you'd be in connection with billionaires.
That's what I'm saying. Like, now you are literally a degree of separation from, like, that would change your life.
Yo,
that would change your, like, meeting Alex is one thing.
No, so I mean, like, you guys hang out.
Yeah. Maybe not even hang out, but like maybe have
pretty close.
A meeting or something once or twice a week or something like that.
That's what you're in contact, and he contacts
right then and there. That you're now a degree of separation from some of the most powerful people on the earth.
Wild mind thought like experiment.
It really is.
It trips you out.
It really is. That's fucking for sure going down here.
Yeah, no, stuff like that. Whenever I meet someone and they'll be like, "Oh yeah, you know this person, you dated this person, and I know that you've done this or you have this," and it's like, I don't even know your name.
For example, she like knew pretty much almost the whole thing about Aaron.
Yeah, no, those ones, it's like,
that freaked me out.
I have it, and then
she knew, like, she was like being a little bit creepy because she was like chuckling through. She's like, maybe, and I was like,
okay,
damn, what?
Like,
how much? And she's like, well, and she'd tell me some things, and I was like, whoa, like fucking 3 people know that.
That's what I mean. Those are the ones that where it's like,
whoa. I was like, wait,
you're really close.
You're one of those. Oh my god.
You want to know what threw me off the one day at the gym when I was talking to this particular like girl, and she's like, "Oh, you and so broke up," and I'm like, "No one knew."
Start with a J?
No, S. And I'm like, "Yeah," like, and I'm like, "We weren't really like dating." I'm like, "We weren't dating."
So at the gym, as in like Hillside.
Fit for less.
Never mind. Okay, yep.
And I'm like, she's like, "Oh yeah, I seen that, like, the pictures of you aren't up," and I'm like, because there was one picture and it was like not the first one.
Yeah, she went looking,
and I was like, wait,
interesting.
Why were you? Why did you
invested?
And it's like, that picture was posted a month ago, and I just took it down.
So invested.
What? How? The only way you would have found out is if you were looking at my profile, and I haven't talked to you in like a year.
Yeah, that's kind of creepy if I'm being honest.
Those ones, like, it's like out. When they're like invested in your life and you're like, I don't even know who you are.
I don't even know. Yeah, I've had a few of those.
Yeah, I actually,
or have somebody inquire about you through someone else.
Yeah,
I'm like,
and
what's the deal here?
I don't know if it's just like me or like us. But I like never seem to know like the news about people, even if it is like pretty mainstream. And like, I'll like be talking and I'm like, "Oh, you know, so and so," and they're like, "Oh yeah, they just went through like this breakup and this," and I'm like, "How do you know this?"
How much time do you spend on Facebook?
Is that the problem?
I'm pretty sure.
because I'm like,
I'm on social media, sure, but like I'll be honest, like most of my social media screen time is probably Reddit, and I'm actually trying to learn things.
yeah,
And sure, Reddit can be just as bad as the other stuff, but I don't scroll endlessly on Instagram anymore. I don't scroll endlessly on fucking Facebook. I don't have the app. If I need to use Facebook, I log in on my fucking browser to like check out what my mom fucking posted to me or whatever, and then I go swipe and it's gone, and I don't even fucking. And they always go, it's better with the app. I'm like, yeah, it's better because you want my information. I don't want you to have my information.
But you know, it's definitely like
that's part of the reason.
I am not on the pulse as far as like the Sue's like
because there's no way you can know everything by just talking to people.
Yeah.
You have to be in keeping the Sioux safe. You have to be in like the history one for the Sioux. You have to be talking to so-and-so who knows everything about town. And like, you know what I mean? Like, and these people are invested on Facebook or whatever. It's mostly Facebook because they're usually 30 plus, 40 plus.
People that are in invested so heavily in other people's lives. I think that's more what I'm getting to, where I'm
with you.
Not invested in anybody else, but like me
and close others,
and like probably on one hand where I know what's going on in their life.
Bingo. Like I know, let's say for example, Luke, some of the boys, maybe some of the girls,
a perfect example.
My parents
would be, unless someone really knows you, they wouldn't know about your like the girl thing with you.
Yep. And I'm keeping it that way.
Like on
and it's not because I want to keep anything hidden.
No, private, not secret.
So good.
But like what? Realistically, firsthand, what? Maybe 10 people? Like no.
Yeah, and maybe anybody who saw at the bar, who might know me. And okay, let's be honest, it might be a few more people than that. But
no, but that like really know the situation. I mean,
sure,
they might have just seen you with a girl. Sure
enough. Yeah. Okay. Now. Okay. I have night shift, man.
Yeah.
But yeah, you're right. If there's at most, honestly, maybe 6 even.
That's what I mean.
Not even 10, yeah.
Where they like truly know
what's going on.
Guys, realistically, someone sees you at the bar.
It's some girl he picked up from Tinder. Yeah.
It's some
Which
girl
is what my friend thought too. Right? And like I was like, okay, actually no. And it's not random though. It's from 14 years ago.
Yeah. No. Like that's it's crazy when like you sit back, and maybe this is like a unique to us experience because we're just not on the pulse of other people's lives.
And it's funny how we're both like that.
Yeah,
it's definitely like a lot of these funny reasons that we agree on and do the same without consciously doing the same is why we're such good friends.
And
it's fascinating how many more things we keep finding.
Okay,
that we're like, oh yeah, we agree.
Like someone that seems to know everything that goes on is Luca. He knows everything that goes on.
He's got that Italian thumb. That's what it is. I wish I was kidding. I love you, Luca. If you're watching, edge harder, my guy.
No. If I need information about anyone like 18 to like 30, he knows. He knows who they've dated, who they're dating, who they talk to, who their friends are. And I'm like, that's insane. Actually, Johnny's like that too.
Yeah.
He knows
Francesco.
Yeah. But
same thing.
No, like that's
I know, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, the Italian thumb.
Yeah, dude, I'm not kidding. I'm not kidding.
I'm like
it's the Sioux though. It's the Sioux, and if you've had all your generations of parents, grandparents, aunts and uncles, they spread out too. There's the whole degrees of separation again thing.
Yeah.
Everyone knows everyone.
Yeah.
Like, honestly, I swear to Christ, every Italian in this place knows every Italian.
It's actually
incredible. You know, Filippi? Oh, yeah, he's great. Yeah. You know, nice guy. I've just really exaggerated everybody's accent, but you know what I'm saying? Like, seriously, they'll be like, oh, yeah, I know him. Yo, he ran that barbershop down there. Oh, yeah. Oh, his wife did this thing and that thing, and then, her daughter's doing really well. And you're like, what the?
Yeah.
What? Like,
yeah.
How do you know? A hole in the wall guy. Like, I don't know how you know so much. Why are you so invested? That's their pastime.
Yeah.
I'm not kidding. The guy that I work with, he'll never watch this. Leo, the 50-year-old guy. Love the guy to death. He's hilarious as fuck. No. Calls you a clown if you're being a clown, and like
he says how it is.
I love him. He's a great guy to work with, honestly, and he's ready to go. He's like, I'm fucking done with this place, and I was like, yeah, you got 2 years barely. Like, I get it. Get the fuck out of here. But him, oh my god,
yeah,
he knows so much. He knows all the history of like the past 70 years. He's not even 70.
You want to know what always shocks me is because my dad doesn't like ever talk about people he knows, but I'll be like, oh yeah, I was talking with like so and so, and he's like, oh yeah, I went to like high school with him, or I did that, and I'm like, how do you know this person? I just met them, and he's like, oh yeah, I've known him for like 20 years.
Yeah.
I'm like,
doesn't necessarily mean he's like hung out and seen him every time.
No, but he'll be like, oh yeah, his wife's this and that, and I'm like,
and you're like, hold on,
whoa,
what?
wait, but I've never heard of this.
You've never even mentioned this.
And his is from car meets, being a mechanic, like, but I'm just like,
you meet a lot of people being a mechanic. Oh my
that's
God,
the thing.
Everyone drives a fucking car.
And then like car meets, you meet.
Oh my God. So many more people.
And then like when he used to race and
everyone's
like
grandfather has a vet in the garage, man.
Yeah. And I'm just like, I'm like, whoa.
What, you got 5 of them now? Is it 5 now?
Yeah.
I'm good at this.
Yeah. You listen.
I do. I pay attention.
Yeah.
I mean, it's also cars.
Technically, we like the 3 we just don't have.
I know.
But yeah.
I know. But still, there's 5 in the area.
Wow. This is great for the podcast.
There's 5 of them.
I'm always concerned at the image I prevail because it's usually not
portray.
Sorry. Yeah.
Okay.
Actually, like last night, I'm like, I'm actually.
Well, you saw the title of the last one, right?
What was it?
The background of the gif. It was a little braggy.
Oh yeah.
If you listened, it was a little bit.
Yeah.
From both of us, a little bit all the way through. I was like, oh boy.
But it's like, even last night, I'm like, I'm actually like a super humble person. It's just like, but if you ask me about certain things, I'm gonna tell you.
And we're both prompting each other right now to like,
absolutely.
You know what I mean? So it's not that we're like just talking. We're bringing it up.
Yeah.
Not on purpose.
And also, I don't believe, because like there's the like eat the rich and the like how people of like that are better off are like disencouraged to talk about achievements, which okay, if it's out of context, but it's like if you ask the guy how much money he makes and then he tells you he makes $3 million a year and you're like, oh, you're bragging.
Yeah. What are you doing?
Dude.
You asked the question. You're not comfortable with the answer? Well, then move along.
Like,
well, it's like that fucking Instagram page. That guy, he asks. He's straight up. He probably doesn't make nearly a quarter of what these guys make that he asks. You know what I mean? He sees a guy in the Lamborghini or whatever, walks up and, hey, man, what do you do? I do this and this. When do you start? Okay, how was your broker's
I watch
point?
That guy too.
I like it. There's some perspectives I really enjoy, and there's a lot of good wisdom in that.
Because then it's like a random guy, and he's like, oh, yeah, I have $100 million. And it's like, who are you?
It's like, whoa, you're a hole in the ground. You're some guy.
Yeah.
Or he's like, you'll see him walk up to a guy that's like obviously dressed really well, and then he'll just go up to a decent car, nothing crazy.
Yeah.
But he's like, yeah, no, I'm worth $340 million, and you're like, whoa.
Actually, there's another,
it's like a Warren Buffett style guy.
There's another guy I like to watch. He asks people, I think it's in like New York or something. He's like, what's your favorite brands of like clothing?
Interesting.
And like some of them will be like the most niche, like what, like you've never heard of it. And like sometimes it's like Laura Piana or like Purple Label Ralph Lauren and whatnot. Sure. And like sometimes people will say names. He's like, that's a tax bracket that I'll never be at. Because they'll name a brand and it's like, oh yeah, the cheapest thing there is $20,000.
Yeah.
And it's like,
oh,
and that's your go-to.
Yeah, I have an idea of who you are now.
And it's like, that's your
yeah. That's your what you wear. What are you wearing right now? How much are you wearing right now?
Yeah.
You know what? Don't tell me.
Yeah. No, you'll see them and they're like, it looks like normal clothes, and
yes,
they're like,
absolutely, I know, yeah.
Like someone could wear the exact same thing I am,
but somebody who knows will know.
But it's like you can buy this exact same outfit for what I did, which is whatever, say a few $100s.
It's funny how that works.
But then someone could wear the exact same thing; it'll look slightly different, and it's like, oh yeah, that's Laura Piana, and those pants are $1,200.
I was going to say somebody who knows will know, and that applies to a lot of things, right? It's
if
like
you know.
Let's say me with the car, like you drive around. 90% of the population is going to be like, oh, it's a cool red car. But then, Subi heads will be like, oh, that's the new WRX, look. Or, if you know, it's the same kind of idea.
I find especially with older cars,
where
they'll be like, oh, that's a cool, like, Chevelle driving by.
Yeah, and it's like, oh, that's actually, let's say, a Yanko with the 427. I don't know.
Or it's like, this is an all-original SS Chevelle. It's $120,000.
Yeah.
What?
And it's like, whoa, hold on.
It looks like every single other one, but it's like, oh, that's numbers matching.
This is different, yeah.
Like,
and I know it.
yeah, it's if you know, you know.
Because of this and this. Oh, see this little detail? There's no way this would be here if this was redone, or this little thing.
Yeah, or it's
see
like
how the door handles perch, like, you know what I mean?
Or it's like, oh yeah, there was only 20 made with those taillights. And
Yes,
it's like,
exactly.
but who's gonna know that that's from the taillights? That makes the difference between a $50,000 car and $1 million car.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Actually,
with clothes, same thing
this
with
quote I
anything else.
just seen that kind of tied into what we were talking about. Do you want to read it? Or me?
We're all self-absorbed, locked in our own worlds, and it is a therapeutic and liberating experience to be drawn outside of ourselves and into the world of another. Absolutely. You're absolutely right.
It's pretty, because
it's interesting that you say that, or that you found that.
It's like a video or quote or whatever where it's wild that, and also if you go outside and you think about it, it'll trip you out. For the people watching, go outside and just realize everyone you see has their own entire life.
You know how often I do this?
It is wild.
Do you know how often I do this?
I do it every once in a while.
I don't know what is my current obsession with it, but it is my current obsession.
Really?
I'm not
That's
kidding.
wild that I bring it up.
Yes, you do.
Are we one?
Yeah, dude, seriously. Like, I'm not kidding. I think about it almost daily.
That's kind of psychotic.
Probably not almost. Like, almost every day I walk out of there and I look at a person and I'm like, they have a whole life. They have a whole thing going on right now. They have a whole other family thing going on. They have a whole other... all these choices they made.
Yeah.
All these experiences they had.
You don't know what their problems are.
They were born. They had a childhood. They had a this, but what kind?
But like,
what happened here?
Even like what
Who do
they're
they
doing.
know?
Like even if it's like, what are they doing today?
Yeah.
And it'd be like,
yeah, maybe he woke up, I had a shitty night last night. I don't know. But they have a whole experience.
Yeah, it's like picture everything you experience in a day, and it's like someone else also has their own completely unique,
different version.
It's kind of like trippy.
Same but different. It's same but different. Everybody. We all go to sleep.
Yeah.
And then we all wake up.
It's the minute like problems. It's like, is him and his wife fighting? Is his kids going through something?
Day,
is
it's
it
almost like what choices you make affect, right? And then you think about those people and what choices they made to get to where they're doing.
Yeah.
Or you see a homeless guy on the street and you're like, what choices led you to here? And I'm not saying they were all necessarily choices in his power. Okay,
Yeah.
I'm not putting blame on the homeless guy. I'm just saying in general.
Yeah, it's like what is his story?
What got you here, my
I think
guy?
that's why the obsession with like biographies and autobiographies.
Bro, it's fascinating shit. And it's like you listen. Maybe that's okay. That could be an argument made for why girls get so interested in like serial killers and stuff.
Yeah.
Because it's like they're so intrigued by the fact that this guy is killing people and is willing to like try and get an understanding of where that comes from because they couldn't even fathom.
But even yeah, like there's so many examples.
Infinite.
Like it's like someone like, well, I'm reading David Goggins' book.
Yeah.
Right now.
Dude, oh my God.
And it's like, never would have guessed. Like, I know, obviously, he had a hard time.
Yes.
It's like, you see that guy, and it's like, hey, he had a rough upcoming. But then it's like, whoa, like, his dad was super abusive, and his dad was, like, super rich.
Yep.
Never would have guessed that.
No, I never knew. Never thought.
You never would have guessed that his dad was, like, loaded.
Because David Goggins is well off at this point.
Yeah,
He's
yeah.
fairly wealthy, obviously. But he also doesn't really
He
show
doesn't
it.
know. But he also doesn't care.
No. It's not the point.
No.
He lives within his means for sure. And he just sits there. And he's happy with it.
And he also, like, will only do things he wants. He doesn't do it
Absolutely.
for the money at all.
You read that in the book, right? He's like...
No. But I'm not that far.
Okay, part of it is that's what he explains. He's like, I do none of this because of monetary value or this is going to give me $1 million deal. He's like, I couldn't give a fuck.
And then I like how he says fuck in it.
Literally every third word.
And then it sounds like him talking.
And you remember at the start, he's like, somebody told me that I had to fucking make this different. He's like, fuck that shit. He's like, this is how I'm writing this book. Like, if you're uncomfortable, actually, you can buy a censored version. Did you know that? It's not David Goggins' book.
And well, even that his like stepdad was like shot and killed, and they don't know why.
Yep.
And like it's like,
Left a mystery.
It's like, oh my God.
Amazing.
Like right now, I'm at the point where he's like getting into the military and like.
And I'm 2 degrees of separation away from him.
He's a better man than both of us ever will be.
I want to meet him.
He is,
and I know he doesn't give a fuck.
No. He is so mentally tough, but like he even says he's like there are so many problems that like it took me forever to deal with.
Yep. And still to this day.
You want to know one thing that I do like when you read certain people's things that are like ultra successful now, and it's like how they know how bad they were doing, like with dealing and coping. Because you're like, oh, I really like, I have a hard time like dealing with this, and it's like, so does that billionaire.
Yeah,
it's like,
it's not exclusive to you.
Oh, what? I seen something, and it was saying that it's like the problems that you're facing that you think are unique to you aren't.
They're not.
It's like most of the problems everyone else is also
has the same, but maybe a slightly different version. Whatever it may be, everyone has those problems.
Like they're like for the it's like, oh yeah, you know, like whatever it is, lost their job. A lot of people lose their job. You're not unique.
A lot of people don't have a house. A lot of people don't.
A lot of people are kids from divorce. A lot of people are.
We can name a million different things.
But it's
get redundant.
It's wild. Like pretty much no experience is unique. Same as what is it? Everything that.
Well, fuck. I'm sure you've ran into those fucking reels and stuff where it's like the Running Man while you're driving in the passenger seat, and you would like visualize this guy running along like fence lines and stuff like that, right? You ever did that when you were a kid?
No.
Sitting in the passenger seat in the back and just like you're watching out the window? No?
Oh, yeah, like watch out the window.
Yeah, but then like a lot of people apparently would like create this visual of a person like running like along the fence line and whatever else. And I used to do that too. It's very weird. I don't know. Just imagination.
Interesting.
Yeah, just imagination running wild. That's all. Apparently, no one has a unique fucking thought.
Isn't it like, yeah, every thought's already been like had.
Been done. Which 50% of the planet has the same, the other 50% has the other fucking same. See, so there you go. You never did that? Well, there you go. I'm sure there's a bunch of you two that didn't do it, but you did something else or whatever the fuck else. Or
actually, it was interesting, like speaking of stuff like that, it was last night, she was like, I can tell you're an only child.
I knew that too.
It's amazing though how there's just little things.
It's something. And honestly, I don't even know if I could point it out.
It's
you carry yourself the way
I find personally it's how you talk to other people and deal with like, because you never had like an older or younger sibling, like just the way you interact with people is different.
Okay.
I find personally.
Okay.
Like that's usually like the way, I don't know, there's just like certain like there's just little things.
This might have to be a more depth topic for later.
But there's just like little things that
I am curious now because I don't know how. Maybe I never thought about it.
Yeah, no, like, but it's weird because I had some people where they're like, could have swore you had like an older brother. And then other people are like, I can tell you're an only child.
Interesting. Because I knew
those are the two I always get.
I could tell you were an only child, but I don't ever get, I've never had people guess. I've always had people ask me.
Yeah.
They've always, because I don't know, maybe I give off a vibe of like uncertainty.
Yeah, no,
like not necessarily uncertainty in general. I just meant like, I'm not sure if you can tell if I have a sibling or not.
But
probably just because of the way the relationship with my sister went.
But also like you can tell like
not negative or positive. I'm just saying in general.
And it's also like the way people cope and like deal with things. Like you can not always, but like you can tell like it's like this person comes from a family of divorce or that like a certain social economic situation or like you are not. But Jesus, you gotta relax. Put the pen down.
I need a clicky boy, I think.
But yeah, no, like there's just certain things where it's like you can almost what is it? Like stereotype.
Yep.
Like based on
stereotypes are a thing for a reason.
Yeah. 100%. And it's interesting. This was like a psychology fucking
I liked
type.
it. It was a different spin today.
No finance talk really. Just the social.
A little, but it was like more surface level of like different thought processes and why those were existing. And this was kind of cool.
It was different.
I liked it though. I had a good time. This was a good spin. It really made my brain think this time.
Yeah.
I'm actually impressed with like how well I was pretty thorough with my thoughts considering I'm firing on 3.5 cylinders.
Oh, my brain is like I'm all over the place right now.
I'm tired as hell, man.
Well, I also was up way too late and then I woke up and went to
shut the hell up.
It was worth it.
I know. Well, yeah, you had fun like and he didn't even it was just a step in the right direction. All right, folks. Thanks for listening. Like if you liked it. If you disliked it, fucking hit that shit.
And let us know.
Let us know why. If there's anything you want us to hear, talk about or whatever, fucking give us ideas, whatever. If you don't, we're going to keep doing our thing.
And tune in next week.
Tune in next week.
Episode 20.
Peace.